Chokers. We are in Michael Smith Gymnasium, and of course they are playing on Watterson Court. The two teams are pretty filled up with freshman players. I think Centralia has 3 sophomores coming back, and it looks like Grace Harbor only has 1 sophomore coming back. We're going to be going to our lineups with Jerry Owens here in a minute, but let's just give you a little background on what's going on. For this season, the Grays Harbor Lady Chokers come in at 6-6, and Centralia comes in at 6-8. They did play one common opponent over the preseason, and let's see, I think Grays Harbor beat it was against Umpqua. And I think Grace Harbor beat them 81-76, and Centralia beat them 60-48. It looks
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to
Jerry Owens
Centralia College Gymnasium and our latest contest as we welcome the Grace Harbor College Lady Chokers and our hosts, Lady Blazers. If you would please stand before we make our introductions and join in our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now the starting lineup for the Lady Chokers. A 5'6" freshman, number 5, Kaylee Teal. 5'10" freshman 10, Charlene Armstrong. 5'7" sophomore 22, Isabel Hernandez. A 5'10" sophomore 34, Sandon Kidder. And a 5'9" freshman 42, Armani Bird. And the rest of the Chokers, Mr. Chad Allen, head coach. And now the starting lineup for the Lady Blazers. A 5'9" freshman from Colfax, number 10, Piper Kai. 5'9" freshman of Lacey, 12, Caitlin Yenny. 5'9" sophomore, Miam, number 15, Jamie Conley. A 5'9" sophomore from Adna, number 23, Isabella Elwood. And from Olympia, a 5'8" freshman, 32, Lindsay Nurmi. And the Blazers, Caleb Sales, Joe Milton, Kay Adams, and Lauren Fisher.
All right, thank you, Jerry, for those lineups, and we're going to get into action here. I want to welcome you again. It's Wade Fisher along with Zachary Hoffman and JD, bringing you all of tonight's live action. So tip-off, just about ready to start this game. We do play 4 quarters in the women's, 10-minute quarters in the women's game. So here we go with that tip-off, and game will get underway here. Looks like the ball is going to be tipped out of bounds, and they're going to say that it is the Lady Chokers ball. So it looks like Centralia knocked that out. That would have been Yenny who knocked that out. So Chokers will bring it up court. Send cross court to Armstrong. Armstrong over to number 34 for a 3-point shot. That's missed. It'll be rebounded by Centralia. Centralia, number 32. That is Numi over to Conley. Conley back to Numi. Numi fakes a 3, gets it back to Conley. Conley over to the side. She gets it back. 12 seconds on that shot clock left. She looks for something inside, can't find it. Conley gets it back. Yenny has it now, and it looks like it's going to be knocked away. So Grace Harbor gets a steal there. I'm not sure if that was a steal or just an errant pass. They'll bring it up court really quick. Double teamed by Centralia. Up to the top of the key, knocked away. And it looks like that great effort by Yenny there. So Grace Harbor will continue, get the ball back, and a new 30-second clock there, shot clock for them. And holding up play for, I'm not sure why. So Grace Harbor brings it in. Armstrong with the ball, looking for something. Centralia playing a zone right now. Kind of a hybrid zone, I would guess we would call it. Teal drives in, gives it over to Armstrong. Armstrong brings it back out over to Teal. And that's the 30-second shot clock there. So good defense by Centralia. Okay, so it's going to be a full court press, it looks like, by the Lady Chokers. Centralia try to break that press, which they do pretty easily. Nurmi gets it over to Conley. Conley out to the side, a three-point shot by Kai, and she misses everything. So Grace Harbor gets that ball. They'll bring it back. Almost 2 minutes into this game, no score yet. Long pass. 34 has it. Kidder gets into Armstrong. She puts it up and off the glass. And it actually was that, who are they attributing that to? We'll get that in a couple minutes here. Another three-point shot by Kai. It's missed. Kai gets a rebound somehow, puts it up, and looks like she's going to get fouled there. Foul will go on Hernandez of Grace Harbor, so we'll get 2 shots because she was in the motion of shooting. So Piper. Piper Kai with the first shot. Missed that one. Oh, no, she got the first one, yeah, and the second one, too. Grace Harbor brings it up. It's first league game for both teams tonight. Shot from about 22 out to the side, rebounded. And they're going to call it a jump. The arrow is going toward the Blazers, so they'll get possession of the ball. 7:41 left in this first quarter. Full court press again by Grace Harbor. Centralia working it up. They'll break that press again. Elwood with the ball. She gives it over to Nurmi. Back to Elwood. And a long three-point shot just off the front. That was Conley with it. Rebound by Grace Harbor. Hernandez gives it out to the side. And looks like it's going to go out of bounds. Whoa, player down there. Kidder just stumbling, but looks like she dribbled out of bounds. So Blazers will get the ball back. Another full court press. They seem to be able to break that, but almost a steal. It is a steal. That's Armstrong. She'll put it up, misses the ball. Rebounded by Conley. She'll give it out to Nurmi. Nurmi will get it across the line. Over to Yenny. With the ball stolen. Looks like it might be another jump. And the arrow should go to Grace Harbor. So pretty low scoring game so far. It is first game for league. Maybe they're a little bit nervous, just kind of filling each other out as a team. So they've had plenty of games. Both teams have played almost 15 games. So shot is missed, picked up by Yenny, and he's going to try to drive in. Takes a step, puts it up, misses, and oh boy, that was Elwood over the back of a Grace Harbor player. So that's her first, as I just mentioned. Grace Harbor with the ball. That is Armstrong. And it looks like it'll be knocked out by a Centralia player. So 22 left on that shot clock. Again, both teams coming in having played a number of games, but seem a little bit anxious out there. So have to settle down a little bit. Ball will go over to the Blazers. It'll be Nurmi bringing it up. To the top of the court. And almost a give and go there, kind of. So Nurmi trying to drive in. Looks like she'll lose the handle of the ball. And looks like there's going to be a substitution. Oh, 30-second timeout. So what have you guys seen so far?
With Centralia really trying to break that press, trying to get to the center of the court, which is an excellent strategy in order to break that press. And you've seen them try to do it several times, and it's worked a couple of times, which has been a nice breath of fresh air for this low-scoring game to see the movement. Another thing that's really key to this game today is Grace Harbor actually has 3 players ranking in the top 5 of the scoring categories for the state in coming into this game. So it's really a low-scoring game is a good thing for Centralia. The less scoring that they can hold against those opponents will definitely help them in the long run.
Yeah, Sandin Kidder is the number 2 scorer in league-wide. It's 23 points per game for Grace Harbor. Teal has the ball. She gives it up to number 24, Webster. Actually, that was number 34, Kidder, leading scorer, hiding her number there, so we couldn't actually see who that was. Full court press again. It is Nurmi. Gives it back to Conley. Conley looking for some help there. Nurmi comes to the top, right next to the half court. She'll give it out to Conley. Conley looking for something. She drives in, gives it out to Nurmi. Nurmi back over to Yenny. Yenny gets it in to Elwood, and Elwood will get the foul. So at least she got the foul on that. That's always good. And not only does she get the shots, but you start to get somebody in foul trouble, although it's early in the game. So 2 team fouls on Grace Harbor so far. First shot misses, just a little bit too hard. So Isabella Elwood, she's 5'9" out of Yelm. She hits her second one. Interesting, everybody on the Centralia team is, except for one person, is from the state of Washington, and over on the other side, they only have 2 people from Washington. So they've recruited all over the place. Ball goes out, and it's Grace Harbor. They'll maintain possession. Armstrong. It is stolen, and then stolen back, stolen again. So back and forth. Quick layup off the glass. It's picked up by Nurmi. She'll bring it to the top of the court. They'll set up an offense. Over to Conley. Conley looking inside. Can't get it inside. Back out to the top of the key for Nurmi. Back over to Conley. Conley takes a couple steps, puts it up, and they're going to call traveling on her. That was pretty close. I mean, it could have gone either way, I think. Got to get a feel for how the refs call the ball, especially if you're one of the players, so know what you can get away with. So Grace Harbor will bring it up. 3-2 is the score with the Blazers in the lead. Blocked shot there. Nice block by Piper Kai. Just went up and knocked the ball back out of bounds. 10 seconds on the shot clock for Grace Harbor, so we're going to have to work something in quick here, try to get a shot off. It's kind of a give and go there. So Kidder, their leading scorer, ends up with the ball, puts it off the glass. Grace Harbor has a 1-point lead, 4-3 at this point. So Nurmi at the top of the key gets it over to Yenny. Yenny tries to work it inside, and it's being batted around. Grace Harbor steals that ball. Coming up quick is Armstrong. Armstrong will put it up off the glass. She misses. Rebound. But that was number 42, Bird, who is listed at 5'9" out of Las Vegas. She puts it up off the glass. Centralia, long pass, almost errant, but they were able to maintain it. Nurmi gets it. Gives it over to Conley. Conley over to Nurmi. And it's going to be knocked out of bounds. So Centralia will maintain possession with 12 on the shot clock. And there's substitutions here. Looks like Conley's coming out. And let's see who came in there. That was number 4, it looks like. Talapa. We'll get that right by the end of the game. There goes Nurmi. Shot clock is running down. Okay, so Grace Harbor had the ball anyways. A nice athletic move there. It looked really good by Jalen Webster, who's checked in for Grace Harbor, 5'10" out of Las Vegas. Blazers bring it back up. Nurmi at the top of the key, over to Yenny, back to Conley, to Talupa. Over to Yenny. She tries a three, just a little bit errant, a little bit too hard. And it looks like she'll get her own rebound. So Yenny will get the rebound. But it's knocked out of bounds. Another substitution. So Isabel Hernandez is coming in for, let's see, for Grace Harbor. Also for Grace Harbor, the number 1 3-point shooter in the state is Tovia. So where is she? Number 1. Is she in there right now?
Interesting fact about that, she actually hasn't touched the floor in the first quarter, or first period. I thought that was really interesting that they've decided to save her.
Yeah.
In that regards.
Yeah, well, maybe there's a story behind that. We don't know, but we'll see if they bring her in. So going around court, a 3-point shot, and that is Armstrong. Hits the rim and it goes in. Grace Harbor with 11-3 lead now. Ball is stolen. That is Dreyer who gets it out to number 22. Ends up with that Hernandez. Picked up by Armstrong. She gets knocked down. There's a lot of substitutions here. Try to sort that out in a second. So Grace Harbor has the ball with 20 seconds on the shot clock. 2:31 left in the first quarter. Looking at around court. Trying to get it inside. It's knocked away. Long 3-point shot. That was Armstrong. She misses, but Grace Harbor getting the rebound. Be interesting to see the offensive rebounds. Nice little rebound there by Armstrong. She puts it off the glass, and Grace Harbor has a 13-3 lead. Might be a good time for a timeout. Or not. So Centralia looks like she got pushed out of bounds. They will call that a pushing foul on number 3, Grace Harbor Mendoza. Another substitution. Kidder coming back in. She's the leading scorer again on their team, but second overall in league. So Centralia with the ball. Cross court to Yenny. Yenny back to Nurmi. 3-point shot off the mark. That was Snaza. Quick rebound for Grace Harbor. They'll bring it up. 34 with the ball. She'll drive, put it up off the front of the rim. That's Kidder, leading scorer again. We'll try to remind you that as we go on. So Centralia down by 10 points early. Well, I should say late in the first period because we are playing 4 quarters. 3-point shot by Centralia off the mark. And rebounded. Seems like Grace Harbor's getting a lot of rebounds.
Indeed.
I think that's something the coach will want to talk to his players about. Quick hands there by Yenny. She's able to slap the ball away. So another substitution. Tovia is coming in, the 3-point shot artist here, who's the number 1 3-point shooter in the state. She gets about 52% of her shots. Centralia gets the ball away from Grace Harbor. And Nurmi will bring it up. Gives it off to Yenny. You know, it seems like Centralia's, they're able to get a lot of shots off. We're just missing them. We're a little bit off the mark. So Grace Harbor has ball. Almost a travel there. Kidder with the ball. Tries to get inside. It looks like it's going to be stolen. And Nurmi brings it up. Passes it out to number 12. That is Yenny with that layup. Almost a little bit too much on that. 13-7, Grace Harbor with the lead still. Quick outlet pass to Mendoza. Cross court. Kidder. She tries to go up, loses control, gets her own rebound. She'll jump and try to get it. Looks like it was a clean block, but they steal the ball. And Kidder with a over-the-head shot, it looked like. She gets fouled, though. Foul will be called on Snaza. And so the second leading scorer in the league, Sandin Kidder, will go to the line for 2. Here's her first one. That misses. 14 seconds left in the first quarter here. Again, they went to 4 quarters to see if they can get the women to score a little bit better, a little bit more. So Kidder hits her second shot. Centralia will bring the ball down with just 10 seconds, under 10 seconds left in the quarter. 7. Three-point shot off, and it misses the mark. That is Menzola with the ball, trying to maintain control, but she misses that. So that's the end of the first quarter with Grace Harbor up 14-7. What have you liked about what Centralia is doing in Grace Harbor?
Well, more or less, more along the lines of the free throws have already been evident in how important these are today. Over half, or right about half of Centralia's points has actually come from free throws, from the free throw line. And I do think that as the game goes on, that's going to be of utmost importance, especially when they're having struggle finishing down in the paint.
Mm-hmm. You know, it seems like I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but Centralia's got a lot of shots off and some good looks at the basket. They're just missing. And if they can, start hitting some of those shots, I mean, they can't go cold the whole game, hopefully, the game could be a lot closer. Because it seems like Grace Harbor's been playing really well, and they're only down by 7. Centralia's only down by 7. So I'm going to imagine that what Coach Sells is saying to the players is to block out on those rebounds, because it seems like on both sides of the court that Grace Harbor's been getting a lot of rebounds. We'll check out those stats in the halftime and tell you what that looks like. So we're just about ready to start the second quarter, and see what the lineups are here for both.
So Tovia is actually back in to start the second quarter, so that's an interesting development.
Yeah, we'll see how many three-point shots she takes. It's about 52%, they say, and that's the leading three-point shooter in the league. So Nurmi gets it back. Three-point shot. That was Kai who missed it, Piper Kai. And they're going to say, is that a reach-in? So the foul will go on Tovia. So 30 seconds on that shot clock. Plenty of time for Centralia. Nurmi shoots out a 3. That misses, and again, another rebound. But it'll be a foul there. So that was Teal who got the rebound, and I don't know if she got tripped or someone bumped into her. But that foul is on Christian Quinlan. So Centralia down 7-14. Grace Harbor with the ball. Working around court. They're pretty patient. Cross-court pass. And Kidder is blocked out, but she gets her pass off. Picked up by a Grace Harbor player. And nice little floater there by, was that Keel, I believe? Yeah, Keel. So 16-7. Centralia able to break the press pretty easily, it looks like. Piper Kai. The ball. And they're going to call a travel on Caitlin Yenny. So, not a bad crowd out for a Wednesday night game. Grace Harbor with the ball. Tendratova shoots it, and she misses, but there's going to be a foul. Let's see what they called that on. Shooting foul there. 23, Isabella Elwood.
And that is Tovia's first shot of the entire game.
First shot, that does not go in. Centralia substitution here, so Elwood comes out, and it looks like Wilkerson comes in for Centralia. Second one is missed, and it'll go out to the Blazers. So Nuri with the ball, and Christian Quinlan. Nuri gets it in to Wilkerson. Wilkerson drives, puts it up, and makes that shot. So that's kind of what they needed. Had some good looks, get someone to just get one in. So 16-9 is the score now. So cross-court pass. It's Armstrong with the ball. Back out to Teal. Ball is blocked. Shot clock was running down. Nurmi brings it up. She'll pull it back. Start at the top of the key. Try to set an offense. Throws it cross court, and that's a three-point shot. And that time that goes in. So that is Piper Kay.
Yeah, we're starting to feel a change of the momentum, I think, a little bit.
Three-point shot from Grace Harbor. They missed that, and we get a rebound. So Piper Kay. Kai. One of the two. She knows who she is. That's what really counts. We'll get that right by the end of the game, like I mentioned. So ball is stolen away by Grace Harbor. Long pass, but a little bit too hard. So that was Kidder who tried that full court pass, but led her player a little bit too much. Yenny will come out for a little bit of a rest here. Nurmi's played pretty much the whole game so far.
Also interesting to look at is they pulled off the press for that. Maybe it's just for the substitution, but who knows.
So Nurmi to Piper Kai. And a three-point shot up, hits the front of the rim. That was Quinlan Christian who missed that one, but Centralia ends up with the ball. Nurmi with it, out to Christian. Nurmi gets it back. She'll drive, and looks like she was almost tripped. Puts up a errant shot there, or lost the ball. It was hard to tell there, but either way, Grace Harbor ends up with it. Armstrong gives it over to Bird. Bird will drive in. It looks like a travel there. Yep, they'll get her for that one up, and then came back down. That was pretty close. It could have been almost called a foul there, too. On
yeah, you
the
can definitely
player.
hear the sound.
Yeah. So Centralia will call a timeout here with 6:33 remaining in the second quarter. Grace Harbor up 16-12. You are listening to the Trailblazers, Lady Blazers, taking on the Lady Chokers in tonight's game. It's the first game for league play. So again, Centralia comes into this game tonight at a 6-8 mark, and Grace Harbor comes in at 6-6. They did play a couple tournaments, so you get a lot of games in. Looks like Grace Harbor's played 12. Centralia's played 14 games so far. So next game that Centralia will be playing is against Lower Columbia, and Grace Harbor. Not sure who they're taking on next. To check that out, we have Grace Harbor next Wednesday. Here, looks like, wait, let's make sure I got that right. Yeah. No, they have, they're playing Grace Harbor. They have Lower Columbia Saturday down there, and then next Wednesday, we have South Puget Sound up here. So try to get an inside pass. That's stolen, and then that was pushed out. Looks like they're going to give that to Grace Harbor. Interesting, a lot of steals and blocks this first half. Shot from about the three-point line. That's Hernandez with that shot. 18-12. So Centralia working it around the court. Nurmi throws it across, and it's a three-point shot. Looked like it was going to be good. Talupa. That goes out. Are they calling a foul on? Did they say 32 or 22?
32.
32. Okay, that's Nurmi. That's her first. I don't believe anybody's in foul trouble at this point yet. So Nurmi's playing a lot of minutes tonight, though.
Yeah, she is handling a bulk of the ball handling.
That's probably why they have her in there. Probably their best ball handler. Inside pass. Try to squeeze it in there, but it's going to be knocked out of bounds by Centralia. So good block, but unfortunately they couldn't control it. It'll go over to Grace Harbor with 12 seconds on the shot clock.
Christian came to the bench.
So three-point shot. That was by Kidder. She missed it, and looks like we can call that travel.
Yeah, dragged her foot.
So Centralia will get the ball with 5:29 left in this first half, second quarter. Drive. Centralia, Nurmi ends up with it. Almost stolen there, knocked Knocked almost out of bounds, but then the Centralia College player hit it, and then it'd go out. And that would be Piper. So Grays Harbor with the ball now. They'll bring it up. Very low-scoring game so far. So both teams just trying to work it around. A lot of missed three-point shots. That one will go in. Isabel Hernandez hits that one. So 20-12 is the score now. Over to Talupa. Nurmi with the ball back to Talupa. Thought about a three there. Gets it back to Lupa. She'll get it over to, and that is Conley, I believe. So 8 seconds left on the shot clock. And they're going to lose control of the ball, so coach can't be happy with that. So that'll go out of bounds. So I think Coach Sales talking to the ref about what he thought was a foul, someone getting bumped on that last series down there when Centralia lost the ball. They worked it around, brought the shot clock down, and then lost the ball. He wasn't very happy with that. But it looked like his player might have been fouled. So Centralia with the ball, turn around, puts it up, and it misses. That's Piper Kai. And she'll go to the line, though, for two. And they're calling that on Isabel Hernandez. So just two team fouls on Grays Harbor. Here comes the first shot. Touched the front of the rim, but went in. So down by 7 now. Second shot is up, and that's in. So 22-14, Grays Harbor with the lead. Again, the first game in league play tonight for both teams. We'll have the men's coming up after this. We're going to call a reach in, it looks like. So that's Nurmi. They want to bring her out. She's got 2 fouls. You don't want to lose your best ball handler early in the game, early in the second half, so you want to get her out. She's got 2 fouls now. Cross over to number 10. That would be Armstrong. Just hit the rim. She did hit a 3 earlier, but that goes out of bounds. Centralia will get the ball. So we'll see who's doing most of the ball handling now. Talapa. Looks like Talapa. Over to Yenny, back to her. Conley. Talapa. Looking for something inside 17 on the shot clock. Back to Lapa. Yenny. Conley with the ball, rather. Over to Yenny. Talapa will shoot a 3. That's up, and that misses the mark. And it's going to go out of bounds. Let's look at that height. Looks like both teams. Grays Harbor has a couple 5, well, it looks like 3 5'10", but there's not really that much of a height advantage for either team. Just seems like Grays Harbor's been getting more rebounds. Three-point shot tried there, that's missed. That was Armstrong who misses it, and let's see, they're gonna call it a jump ball. Nope, they're gonna call a foul. Number 24 for Grays Harbor, that is Jalen Webster, listed at 5'10" out of Las Vegas. Talapau out of Colfax, Washington. So Piper Kai with the shot. She hits that 3. She's out of Colfax. And Talapau's out of Honolulu. So ball's knocked away, but unable to scramble for it. So the ball will go back to Grays Harbor with 10 seconds left. Nope, let's make that 18 seconds. Got another basket blocking my view there. And the shot clock, ball is stolen. Piper Kai will bring it up and lay it up and in. It's a nice little run here for Centralia. They're just down by 2. Grays Harbor will bring it in. 2:33 left in this second quarter. Grace Harbor trying to get it inside. That's stolen. But then Centralia players were trying to argue that it went off. And they're going to give it to him. They're going to say it did actually go off a Grace Harbor player. So Talapu, nice little defensive play there.
The
She'll bring it up.
really paid off.
Yeah, she did a good job. The ball will get knocked out of bounds. That was Kidder, Sandin Kidder, who knocks it out. So Centralia will maintain possession. 22 on that shot clock with 2:17 left in the second quarter. So tries to get it under the basket. That's always kind of dangerous, and didn't work very good. There'll be a jump ball. Grace Harbor will get the possession on that. So Kidder will be throwing it in to Teal. Teal brings it up. Back over to Kidder. Kidder gets the ball blocked. And it'll be a quick layup there by Yenny. So the score is tied up now. Well, Grace Harbor had, what, about a 17-point lead? I don't know, 15-point lead at one point. Centralia able to whittle that lead away. Just 1:45 left in the half. So they're starting to make, we mentioned they had a lot of good shots, or good looks at the basket, just they weren't going down. It seems like they've kind of remedied that a little bit. Able to get those balls to drop. Timeout by Grace Harbor now. So what do you think that they've done to get back in the game? Just the better shots,
I think
slot
they
selection? Or?
settled down a lot from the first quarter, definitely, and they seem to be focused a lot better. Their shots are definitely coming through. They seem to have settled into a good rhythm and routine, and they seem to have definitely picked it up from the last quarter.
Turnovers are definitely a factor right now. The turnover ratio has got to be lopsided against Grace Harbor. They probably had 6 points in the last 3 minutes from just layups from losing that ball right at the top of the arc.
Yeah, and I think in that first quarter, even though that Centralia got some steals, they were missing some of those layups too. So yeah, a little combination of both, I would think. Settling down and a lot of losing the ball there. So we're down to 141 in the second quarter. Score is tied up. And Talapu will bring it up. Go out to Yenny. Yenny over to Conley. Conley to Talapau. And long three-point shot. Looks like it was going to be good, but that is off the mark by Conley. And it's stolen by Talupau. She stops. Oh, nice block. They're going to call that out of bounds. So good defensive play, though. You got to give it to number 34. Who was that? 24. Webster, who was able to get the block on the Centralia player, Talupau, but goes out of bounds.
Also, just out of bounds, yep.
So they'll get it over. Three-point shot off the mark. That was Yenny that missed it. And they're going to call travel. Ooh, could have got a technical there. You want to slam the ball down like that, you got to be careful.
Centralia's got to be happy about that look. You don't get a much better look on the three-point line.
So Yenny with the ball, gives it to Talapau. She misses. Picked up by Teal. She's going to work it up, give it off to number 5, who tries a three. That was Teal who missed it. Bring it up by Yenny, and looks like she'll get fouled. It's like a blocking foul there. That's what they called it on? Okay. And that'll be Tendra Tovia, the three-point Marxist. Can we call, what do you call that? Marksman, I don't know. Anyway, she's a great three-point shooter.
Sharpshooter.
There we go. We don't want to call her a Marxist. That would be a political statement. So,
yeah, of course.
So, but she's leads the whole league in three-point percentage.
And I believe Centralia is in the lead.
Centralia taking a 2-point lead now. She's got to be a little patient there. Oh, not expecting the ball. That was Hernandez, but Grace Harbor gets a lucky bounce. Three-point shot. That's going to be off the mark. It's Armstrong there. She had a good look at the basket, just didn't go down. 36 seconds left in the second quarter, I should say.
You got to think Centralia's going to try and burn that clock out so they get the final shot.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more right before halftime.
Going inside. Ooh. Wow.
Apparently not.
So let's say it's a clean block there. Grace Harbor with the ball. They're going to shoot a 3. That's off the mark. And that was rebounded. It's a Webster with that rebound. Yeah, she's listed at 5'7". She gets it up and in. Whoa, nice shot by Talapau. And that'll give Centralia a 2-point lead going into half. So Centralia leading 24-22. Nice quick shot there by Talapau. So we'll be getting some stats here in a couple minutes. We can see the steals, turnovers, all that stuff, and see what really happened in that first half. But any impressions that stand out to you?
A couple of real quick points right at the end, I noticed. That was everything picked up right before the clock ran out of time.
Seems like both teams very patient to bring the ball down, just kind of work it around a little bit, and then take a good shot rather than a bunch of just quick errant shots. But still pretty low score for the half, 24-22.
Yeah, Grace Harbor's also pulled off the press, which has been an interesting development. And number 1, Tovia for Grace Harbor is sitting at 0 for 3-point shots made.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens in this second half. I would think, we'll talk about that. We'll take a couple-minute break here, and then we'll come back and talk about what we expect to see in the second half. But right now, we are at halftime of the Lady Blazers game. Lady Blazers winning 24-22. Just waiting for some statistics to come our way and kind of give you an analysis of what's happening. We may not get those for a little while, but if we do, we'll see what we can, information we can pass along to you. Nice little crowd out here. We have the men coming up after this game, and Centralia usually after a couple of games, we tend to start getting bigger crowds here. So let's take a look. We did get some stats for you. Try to find the leaders for both teams here. See, it looks like Piper Kai is the leading scorer for Centralia at 11, followed by Yenny at 6, and then Rachel Wilkerson with 4. And over on the other side, kind of spread that scoring around quite a bit.
Indeed.
So we have, let's see, what is that? Hernandez has 4, Bird has 4, and Webster also has 4. Take a quick look at 3 points. And as a team, wow. It says as a team, Grace Harbor is 1 for 10. Is that right? It seemed like they hit more than 1, but that's what they have listed in. Centralia is 1 for 16 3-point shots. Anybody in foul trouble? Let's see, personal fouls. Couple players, 2 and 1. So nobody really in foul trouble at this point. So don't have to worry too much about that. Anything else stand out on there? Rebounds. Let's see what the total rebounds. We have 12 for Centralia and 20. I really thought that would be a difference because it seemed like when Grace Harbor was in the lead, they got a lot of rebounds, especially offensive rebounds. So they have 20 and Centralia 12. And let's see about the steals. Just 1 steal they're counting, and 5 for Centralia. 1 for Grace Harbor, 5 for Centralia.
Which has probably made the difference up to this point, I think.
Yeah, I think they started getting those steals in the second quarter. Anything else stand out for either of you from?
Centralia's free throw line is fantastic right now, sitting 7 for 8 at the free throw line, while Grace Harbor is just 1 for 4.
Mm-hmm.
And like I pointed out earlier in the game, that is a difference maker when it's a low-scoring game like this.
So what do you think? Second half will look pretty much the same.
I definitely think that Grace Harbor is going to try and pick up the pace. They kept bringing people in and out to try and keep them fresh, and they want to wear down Centralia so they can keep a fast-paced, high-scoring offense. Looking at the games earlier in the season, they had high-scoring games, 60, 70, 80 points, and right now they're only sitting at 22.
Yeah, so I'm sure the coaches are in looking at some of the stats, saying here's what we could do better. And for Centralia, the rebounding has got to be a little bit better. I think that's something the coach will probably emphasize to them. And then for Grace Harbor, taking care of the ball They've got those 5 steals. And how many turnovers? 15 for Centralia, 14 for Grace Harbor. So we are at halftime. Score is 24-22. We're going to take about a 5-10 minute break, and we'll be back with the second half and then the guys' game. So stay tuned. Eagles over there too.
Testing.
Yep.
Testing.
Testing.
Can you hear me?
You're a little quiet. Can you move your mic closer to your face?
That better?
Yeah, I'll turn you up here too.
Testing. Good.
Yep.
Like one.
Yeah, we'll go right there.
Cool.
All right, so welcome back to the second half of the girls' game tonight. We come back out of the halftime break with the Blazers a lead of 2 at 24, and the Chokers at 22. Blazers with the possession to start the half. Connolly brings it up court, passes to the left side. As the girls working inside, pass around the perimeter. Connolly puts it on the deck, floats one up, and left it short, gets the rebound. Cross-court skip to the left wing. Looks like we have a foul on the Chokers. On Kidder. Blazers inbound the ball with a fresh shot clock, looking to set up their offense. High pick and roll up top. Pass back to the right wing. Finally picks up her dribble, passes inside, and they working in close to hoop. Another foul on the Chokers. Looks like that is once again on Kidder.
That's not a good sign. Kidder is their leading scorer. So 3 fouls early is not a good thing.
Blazers throw it up over the top. They pass it back to the wing. And they bury it from the corner. This is a 3 from Nurmi. Chokers with their first possession of the half. It gets tipped up near half court. Blazers toss it inside and they bring it back out to set it up. Connolly kicks it back out. Nurmi with the ball up top. Gets fumbled around, loose ball. A foul. That last foul on Elwood.
They substitute out Kidder for Tovia, number 1.
Trying to manage those quick fouls. Don't want that to be an issue going down the stretch. Chokers working it around the wing. Pass it back to the left side. Pass fake, she drives inside. And the 3 is up from Armstrong. Blazers bring it up. Connolly puts it on the deck, drives back out. And the Chokers on the break. And the layup is good from Armstrong off the break. Blazers facing a little pressure as they bring the ball up half court. Get the ball over and they look to set up their offense. Then we pass it back outside. Connolly with the ball up top. Drives inside, floats one up, leaves it short. Last touch by the Blazers, and it's Chokers' ball.
And we're all tied up again.
Substitution number 4, Talapu, comes in for Conley, number 15, for the Blazers.
Chokers with the ball in the left wing, bring it up, back up top. Drive it inside. Get it in close. And the shot's no good, but looks like it's going to be an offensive foul on the Chokers. And a timeout from the Chokers. So score 27 for both teams. What have you seen it coming out of the half so far?
Well, just then, Centralia did a really good job killing the momentum with that player control foul for Grace Harbor. That's exactly what they needed to do and what needed to happen.
Yeah, it's a good run coming out of the break from both teams. As
I wonder if Grace Harbor is going to try working in number 1 into more open looks along the arc. Maybe that's going to be an emphasis coming out after this and try and get her some looks on that three-point line to really show off her skill set.
That definitely could be the game plan as both teams look to come out of the break. And the Blazers inbound the ball and see a little half-court pressure as they quickly back off. Blazers try to work it inside. Skip pass back out to the wing. 3 from the corner, and it's good from Talupu. Chokers find the left corner. And she stepped out of bounds trying to pass it inside.
Grace Harbor has switched up their defense. They were playing a zone in the first half. They have switched to man-to-man coming out here in the second.
And have completely dropped the full court press.
And a sweet move driving inside there from Piper Kai. Armstrong with the ball up top. Passes back out near the half court. To get it into the high post. Armstrong puts one up from the wing, and that's left short. Rebounded, tipped around, and the Blazers come up with it, maybe, and they secure the ball.
Armstrong today is 1 for 7. She's having a rough shooting night.
Blazers pass tipped out. They try to drive back inside. Bodies hit the floor. Looks like Teal picking up the foul. And Nurmi inbounding the ball from the baseline. She tosses it back up top. She gets it right back. She dribbles out of the corner. Blazers with the ball around the wing. Skip pass, back up top. 3 is left short, just off the front iron. Armstrong passes to the left. And the 3 is good from Tovia. So just as you were saying, coming out, you're getting looks. And another 3 put up from Taluku, and she connects. Tovia with the ball up top, gets it into the high post. Armstrong from the corner, that one's left short. Blazers get the rebound and they bring it up the court. Double pick up top as Nurmi passes back up to the top of the three-point line, and another 3 from Talupu. And a timeout from the Chokers as Talupu has caught fire, and they suddenly have a boost of confidence here.
Yeah, the timeout's definitely got to be to kill momentum.
Yeah, I think they've got them a little rattled after almost back-to-back three-pointers there.
As we were sitting here, I could hear Centralia's coach yelling to stay with shooters when they come down on defense. I wonder if Grace Harbor's coach is going to adopt that same philosophy and stick closer to the current hot hands on the court.
Definitely, you'd think that would be the game plan, is to get out on people that are the designated shooters. But quick ball movement and keeping the defense shifting, it's not always easy to do. But on the flip side of that, if you're coach for Centralia right now, would you continue to run the offense through the hot hand right now?
Yeah, I would say keep feeding her until she goes cold. I mean, what can you lose? You only have stuff to gain. I mean, if she misses 2, it happens. That's only two missed shots, and you just go back to what you were doing.
And I would say Grace Harbor's defense has looked a lot less aggressive going into the second half.
It's true. The turnover ratio is changing.
The Blazers are coming out in a bit of pressure off the break. Armstrong with the ball up top, getting a pick, passes left, they get it into the short corner, back up top. Crossover, kicks it back out to Armstrong, up on the three-point line, cross-court skip right back, fumbles the ball, tipped around, and the Blazers secure the possession. That was
Healy with a steal.
May with the steal. Blazers with the ball up top. Nurmi directing the offense. Passes to the right corner. Three is too long. Gets the rebound. And nearly had the heads-up play to bounce it off of the other player, but foot was on the baseline.
Grace, however, has abandoned man and went back to a high 2-3 zone. Large substitution coming in.
Armstrong inbounds the ball. And they find someone leaking out on the baseline. And a travel as the Chokers had a golden opportunity there, but give it right back. Nurmi bringing the ball up, facing man-to-man pressure.
2-2-1 press. They're going to try to trap.
Nearly had the trap there coming across half court. Nurmi calling out the play, passes to the right wing. They get it into the high post, now to the short corner. Shot is up. Too long. Armstrong with the ball to the left wing. They get it into the corner. Bring it back out. They find Hernandez inside. Shot was left short. Kidder really gets the steal. The last foul was on Yene. Armstrong with the ball up top, passes to Kidder in the corner. Chokers put it on the deck. They can't convert on the shot, but they're getting two at the line. Last foul on Elwood, that's her fourth, so that's something to be concerned about with 3:26 remaining in the third quarter. First shot is good from Hernandez as Elwood promptly heads to the bench, and Christian comes in. Don't want her to pick up that fifth foul. Ball tipped around. Centralia secures the rebound. Maybe. And they dig it out in the corner. They slow it down and look to set up their offense up top. Pass to the right wing. Nurmi up top, and that three is good. So a few shots buried from the top of the arc here in the third quarter has opened up a 41-31 lead for the Blazers. They are riding all the momentum in this game right now. Miscommunication on the Chokers' part leads to another turnover and another timeout for the Chokers.
Yeah, they were clearly not on the same page there. Pass was directly behind the player as she was in motion going the other direction.
Interesting how the score has swapped from the beginning of the first quarter to carrying the end of the third. At one point, Centralia was down by more than 10. Now they're up by 10. Just speaks to how fluid the game is and how fast things can change.
Certainly been a game of runs. It seemed like in the first quarter, it took a minute for them to get their legs under them, but once they started getting shots down, it only boosted their confidence, and everything just seemed to open up here in the third quarter.
Agreed.
Yeah, they've definitely settled into it.
Now with this 10-point lead, they can't get comfortable. Centralia needs to keep their foot on the gas, otherwise that score might flip again, as we've already seen in this game.
Centralia facing pressure in the backcourt. They cross half court, and they break the pressure as the Chokers move back into their zone. Nurmi with the ball up top, passes to the right wing. Back up top to Nurmi. She scans the floor, passes to the left wing. Blazers trying to find something inside. 6 seconds left, puts up a three, and it rattles home from Kaylin Rennie. Chokers with the ball up top, they get it to Armstrong. Left wing, puts it on the deck, passes back out to Webster. Shot is left short from Webster. And Talupu with the board. Floats one up, and it's good. Seen Talupu getting a few shots going in transition. Chokers facing hard defense inside the perimeter, but they managed to find an opening, and Kidder with the lay-in. Blazers break the press. They get it into the corner, and they're going to bring it back up top and initiate their offense. They get it into the high post. And the lane is good for Christian after she put it on the deck.
Just a reminder, Kidder is the second leading scorer in the whole state with 23 points per game, and today she only has 5 up to this point.
That's definitely a good number here for Centralia. Definitely shows how good their defense has been here in the last couple quarters. Centralia gets it into the post. Shot is left short. Last tipped by the Chokers. Some substitutions for the Chokers as Armstrong and Hernandez head to the bench.
Onto the court comes Bird, who is a prolific rebounder, so that's probably going to help them along this last couple seconds of this quarter.
Nurmi inbounding the ball from the top. They throw it up over the top. Chokers looking to run on the break. Kidder from the corner. That one's left short. Foul on the play. It looks like it was a Blazers foul. And it was on Piper Kai for the first foul. Each team with 4 fouls here. And fortunate tips for the Chokers, but they can't convert. Cross-court skip. Jenny decides to bring it back out. Another skip. And in the corner, they find an open shooter. Can't get the bounce on that one. Kidder bringing it up on the left side. Slows up. Lets the offense get set. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Tipped. And from the half-court line, it's left short. But a very good quarter here from the Blazers. 48-33, thanks to some fantastic three-point shooting.
Yeah, actually, the first half, the Blazers only had 24 points. They have doubled their score just in that period alone. So that has been a great boost for Centralia in this game.
Yeah, they have certainly opened up the lead, taking advantage of those three-point shots.
Coming out of the break here for the Chokers, certainly the defensive focus has to be to watch the shooters. But on the flip side, on offense, they got to find some sort of offense to get going. Maybe try and get Kidder some more looks. He's been having a rough night, but as we all know, she can turn it on any time.
Yeah, they have a couple extraordinary shooters, actually, but they just have not had much luck this evening. Well, not as of yet, anyway.
So again, another thing to keep your eye on as this game keeps moving forward is the free throws. Grace Harbor has struggled when they went for the line. I think they've only made 2 this night so far. When this game comes to the end, I believe it's going to get closer, and we'll see those become more prevalent.
Definitely in the first half, the Blazers were 7 for 8 from the free throw line, and the Chokers were only 1 for 4. Kidder looking to inbound the ball. She does to Armstrong in the backcourt. Brings ball up, passes back to Kidder. They working inside. Tipped around, secured by the Blazers. They start the fourth with a good defensive set. Jeremy with the ball up top. Looking over to Coach Sells for the offense. He calls one out. Get it to the left wing. Skip from the baseline. They can't get the roll on that one. Ball tipped around, and the Chokers are bringing it up. Kidder travels with the ball on her way to the rim.
Two things to note. Elwood has actually started on the bench due to her foul trouble, and Grace Harbor opened in man-to-man.
Maybe they're just trying to change things up defensively a bit. Looks to be a double pick up top. Nurmi drives left side, tries to put it on the rim. Ball gets tipped, and Armstrong passes it up ahead to Kidder on the left wing. Holds up, passes it inside. Fortunate tip, and it lands right in the hands of Dyer. An easy 2 points for the Chokers. Nurmi puts it on the deck and gets the ball to Yeni for 2. Armstrong bring the ball up. Kidder, shot from about 13 feet is good. Back-to-back possessions here where the Chokers have scored. Blazers working it inside. A floater, too strong off the back iron from Piper Kai. Armstrong passes it to the right wing. Dyer passes it back out. Up to Kidder on the left wing. Pass fake. She gets it inside. They kick it back out. Baseline goes Bird, and she is fouled in the act of shooting. Last foul was on Christian, and that is her second. First foul of the quarter. First shot is good from Bird. As the Chokers bring back in Teal, and Webster will take a break on the bench. Second shot doesn't quite catch iron. Violation, and the Blazers set to inbound the ball. Chokers make another substitution. Blazers work the ball up into the front court. Nurmi with the ball up near half court. Facing some pressure from Armstrong. She tacks the pressure, hands it off to Yene. She tries to float one up, and it's good. Difficult looking shot there, but it falls. Armstrong passes to the right wing. Back out to Armstrong as they work around the perimeter. Back up top, surveys the floor, puts it on the deck, finds an opening, and a sweet move there from Armstrong. And after a few buckets here, the Blazers have called timeout just to ensure that there's no sort of run forming here and kill any momentum.
Still in control of the 12-point lead, however.
7:13 to go in the fourth quarter. We do have the men's game coming up after this one to stick around for.
Fouls have been mostly a non-factor in this game. Not really much to pay attention to besides Elwood's 4.
Elwood's 4 and Kidder having a few fouls, but kept that number down enough to where she's been effective here in the fourth quarter a bit. Nurmi facing the half-court pressure. Get it to Talupa as she crosses over half-court. Nurmi guarded by Armstrong. Passes to the right wing. They get it into a short corner. They work it back up top the three-point line. Puts it on the deck. Blazers work the ball around the perimeter. Defense seems to pick up on this possession for the Chokers. They foul on the shot as Nurmi tried to float one in from the right side. As Armstrong's first foul. First shot is good from Nurmi. Second one too strong off the back iron, and Kidder secures the rebound. She's going to elect to bring it up the court herself. Cross-court skip, dangerous, and it's tipped by the Blazers. Look to run out, and they convert off the break. As that was Piper Kai finishing at the rim. 3 from Armstrong. That one's left short. Rebound isn't secured, and Kidder is able to put one up right under the rim, and she gets the foul call.
Definitely has been a tough night for Armstrong.
Could be some of the easiest shots of the night right here for her. She gets 2 at the line. First one is good. And she goes 2 for 2. So Blazers 55, Chokers 42 as Nurmi brings the ball up, passes to Talupa on the left side. They cross half court. Talupa nearly loses control of the ball. The Blazers set it back up top. Hand off to the right wing. Running a little weave action on top of the arc. Blazers trying to find an opening. Armstrong nearly poked the ball away, but appears there's a foul call. That is indeed her second foul. 2 fouls apiece for each team here in the fourth quarter. Pass the ball up top. 3 is left short. Ball tipped around, secured by Armstrong. She chucks it up ahead. And an easy layup on the opposite end. As Keely Teal had leaked out and was just waiting for that one. Blazers working it inside. Talupu from the free throw line jumper, and it rattles in. Armstrong with the ball up top, guarded by Nurmi. Ball's tipped, ends up in the hands of Teal. She puts it on the deck. She is fouled. And that is Talupu's first foul. Kidder on the baseline looking to inbound. Lobs it up over top to Dyer. They get it to Armstrong. They get it back out to Teal, and they work it into the corner to Kidder. She puts one up just inside the arc and hits it. 5 minutes to go as Nurmi looks to break the pressure. Across half court. Armstrong picking her up. Talupu looked like she was about to put it off, but tried to drop it off to Christian. The ball gets tipped out of bounds to the Chokers. Teal bringing the ball up. Pass to the left wing, Armstrong. Lob it inside of the high post. They look to bounce it towards the baseline. They bring it back out. Look to reset their offense. Kidder eyeing a 3, but the defense gets right out on her. Chokers struggling to find anything inside with 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Kidder puts one up, and she makes it. And it was a long 2, but with shots like that, it starts to build a little momentum as we got 4:10 remaining, the 9-point Blazers lead. Nurmi facing some pressure up top, and it's nearly picked away by Armstrong. And it's turned over into the hands of the Chokers, and they're running out on the break. And another lay-in on the break, 57-50. Blazers with a 7-point lead, as it feels like momentum is beginning to shift a little bit. Blazers get it up ahead. Ball doesn't get the friendly roll, and bodies hit the floor. Appears a jump ball situation as and a timeout has been called by Coach Sells. Probably a little concerned with this little run that the Chokers are going on to close out the game.
I think Kidder is heating up at the perfect time for her team, hitting her last 3 for 3. That's just a good sign for the Chokers as we move forward. Not a good sign for the Blazers.
Yeah, her free-point shots as well as the free shots.
Definitely, you can never count out somebody who's one of the top scorers in the league to catch fire at any time. As the girls head back out on the court, finish out these last 3.5 minutes of play. Lob it up over the top. Falls into the backcourt as they bring it up court. Nurmi facing some pressure in the zone. Blazers working around the perimeter, driving inside. And they float it up and in. The shot is good from Kai, and she gets an extra one at the line. An old-fashioned three-point play to try and kill the momentum. And she converts the three-point play.
And the Blazers lead is back at 10.
Teal picks up her dribble, in trouble. Ball gets tipped around. Secured underneath, toss it back up. They find Kidder in the corner, she puts it up. That one's left short. And ball is dug out from underneath by Christian as a foul appears on Hernandez. Bird checks in for the Chokers as Dyer heads to the bench. Blazers once again facing the pressure in the backcourt. And a foul from Armstrong. I believe that is her third here in the fourth quarter alone. And that is now into the bonus. So Chalupu getting a free one here. And it's no good. Still has the second shot. And that one is good, as it's back up to a 11-point lead for the Blazers. Chokers find an opening inside. Armstrong floats one up, inside and out. Ball is tipped around. Last touch by Bird. Talupu trying to inbound the ball. Nurmi brings it up on the left side, breaks the press. Coach Sells calls out the play. Looks like it's a double pick up top. She elects to go the other direction. Hands it off to Yenny. They work it to the left wing and ends up outside, back in the hands of Yenny. First shot is left short. Good effort there from Nurmi, but stepped on the baseline. Armstrong passes to Kidder. Blazers coming out of swarming zone end up with a steal. They get it in the hands of Talupu. Back to Nurmi. Nurmi dribbles hands off to the right wing to Yenny. She's facing some pressure up top as the Chokers becoming desperate to try and get any sort of stop they can.
And I think the Blazers are definitely trying to wind down the last bit on the clock as much as they can.
Yenny at the line for her first of 2 shots. First one bounces off the front iron, but gets the friendly roll. It's mass substitution for the Chokers. Ball tipped around. Centralia nearly came up with the ball, but Kidder is going to bring it up. Pass it to the right wing.
Grace Harbor has their 3-point shooting squad in. Number 24 Webster hitting one earlier today. Same with number 1.
Down double digits with about a minute and a half to go in the game. That's definitely would become the game plan. Try to put up as many threes as you can, as quick as you can. They look to get it inside though. Ball gets tipped around, secured by Webster. And a foul on the Blazers. Last foul on Nurmi, that's her 3rd. Lob it up over the top to Armstrong to get it back in the corner to Kidder. She passes it inside, and another foul. So both teams now in the bonus as Kidder converts on her first shot of 2. And the second one is good as well.
Those are both crucial to staying in this game.
Yeah, they could become potentially dangerous.
Nice pass inside from Talupu to Christian as she is whacked and will head to line for 2.
Webster second. Christian shooting 2. Shot is good.
First shot is good.
Shooting 1. Shot is good.
Second shot is good as well. As the Chokers bring it up. As the Chokers bench starts a little rally chant. And Kidder is able to float one up. Now under a minute to go, 64-54 lead for the Blazers as they break the press. They look to burn out the possession here, potentially. Blazers working the ball around the perimeter. 7 seconds to go. They turn it over into the hands of Armstrong. She pulls it back, passes to the right wing, puts it up, it's left strong. And
That
the
shot
Blazers
needed
come
to
up with
drop.
the rebound. And now the Blazers can look to dribble out the rest of this game. Foul up top on Tedra Tovia. As Coach Sells goes to empty out the bench, brings Connolly, Wilkerson. In. And the second shot is good. And Becca Snaza, hopefully I didn't butcher that, coming in here for the last possession of the game. Three is up at the buzzer from Armstrong, and that'll do it. Blazers 66, Chokers 54. The game of runs as the three-point shot in the third quarter really opened up the game for the Blazers.
Indeed, a huge third quarter, scoring 24 points in one frame. Doing that in any frame will help you.
We'll have the official post-game stats here in a moment, but it's definitely a solid win that they can carry into their next one.
And it always feels good to get your first league win. It's always better when you get it at home.
That is true.
As their next one will be on the road at Lower Columbia on Saturday. Definitely a momentum booster as they go into Longview. Always a good team down there in Lower Columbia. The men's teams for the Chokers begin their warm-ups on the court. And the Blazers men taking the court for the first time this season as well in league play. And we have the post-game stats here. Swarming there in the third quarter as their offense was also clicking.
Yeah, Grays Harbor struggling to get those forced turnovers, ending the game with only one recorded steal. So not even a steal in that second half there.
So for shooting percentage for Grays Harbor, they finished the game at 43%. And Centralia finishes the game at 37.9%. Interesting to shoot a worse percentage than the losing team. It just shows how good their defense was and all the steals and runouts they had.
The rebounds definitely balanced themselves out in regards to halftime when there was probably an 8 or 9 rebound difference, ending at 26 and 30 for each team. Grays Harbor having 30, Centralia ending with just 26. That was definitely a factor. They were able to close that rebound gap, which allowed them to pull forward there at the end.
Anything else that comes off the stands off the page to you guys?
No, definitely a great way for Blazers to start their league series. And, like you said earlier, always great to win one at home.
All right, we will be back in a few minutes with the men's game.